It seems like we get more explanation on Jimmy Fox's unexpected problem. And this week was set apart by two extraordinary news for all devotees of the Oscar-winning entertainer. As a matter of some importance, it was reported that Jane has at last been let out of the emergency clinic. And second, that a capture warrant was given to at last arrest Diddy. Greetings, everybody. And welcome back to Celeb Live Station. Apparently Diddy is finished carrying out his violations and killing different superstars on the grounds that the reports about him being captured soon enough have been fiercely twirling over the most recent few days. Obviously, there's really proof of him endeavoring to take Jamie Foxx's life. And surprisingly, Diddy's ex-youthful Miami accepts that the music magnate could be before long detained for his crimes. Aren't we as a whole hanging tight for that second, folks? Well, it seems as we don't need to stand by lengthy. And as per dependable insiders' day's endeavor to dispose of entertainer Jamie Foxx fizzled, and the entertainer previously charged the scandalous maker for coordinating his well-being alarm, as it became realized Fox is now at home and appreciating time with his family. And evidently police likewise pay continuous visits to know the subtleties of the entertainer's baffling, unexpected problem. Only a couple of days prior, James' girl Corinne posted the accompanying update on her Instagram, expressing miserable to perceive how the media goes crazy. My father has been out of the medical clinic for quite a long time, recovering. As a matter of fact, he was playing pickleball yesterday. Gratitude for everybody's requests and backing great. While this was the news, we'd been sitting tight for such a long time. And keeping in mind that there are still such countless spots that don't interface in this story, the next days would welcome more explanation on this episode. Jamie Foxx has been purportedly remaining behind the emergency clinic walls for quite a long time subsequent to uncovering Diddy's wild exercises with men. And surprisingly, talking about fascinating cozy film of the music tycoon, he has the entire earlier month. The two fans and VIPs have been stressed over the entertainer's well-being. And the news coming from France were somewhat confounding, with one day saying that Jane was conscious caution and feeling improved, and afterward on the following day, some legitimate newspaper would agree that the family plans for the more terrible. Well, since the family gave so little data on Jamie Foxx's present status, and the idea of his well-being alarm, fans led their own examination. And it seems like they tracked down the detestable behind the underhanded behind the entertainer's disturbed condition. And in the event that Flow News doesn't lie, it seems like Diddy had truly interfered with the entertainer's well-being. Since for what other reason would a capture warrant be given? It appears as though Diddy is at last going down. And there's nobody in the whole the stage who needs to help him. Even his ex-youthful Miami says that he merits what's coming to him, since everybody in Hollywood loves and regards James. And he never at any point wished to spill any of Diddy's mysteries. Deliberately, there were even tales that she parted ways with Diddy, since he shared his shrewd arrangement to dispose of the entertainer with her young Miami. Isn't the main individual who needs to see Diddy captured for his lawbreaker act against Jamie Foxx the entire month. While the entertainer's condition has been obscured, different big names were offering their viewpoints about his agreeableness and saying that horrible James would be a tremendous blow for Hollywood. As Martin Lawrence said, "I hear he's improving. My requests go out for him consistently and hoping everything works out for him." One of the most outstanding that we got in Hollywood, different superstars likewise ringed in and showed their boundless help to Jamie and his family. And it seems to be the whole Broadway is prepared to join against Diddy and perhaps make him pay for every one of his wrongdoings, including this occurrence. Essentially, this could make sense of the entire secret behind James' circumstance, and why numerous big names were hesitant to give any updates, while a lot of Fox's circumstance stayed private. And there are still no insights concerning what might have happened to the entertainer. There's a conviction that superstars are basically concealing the data from Diddy, and soon the music big shot would be hit with a capture warrant Well, the facts confirm that we have barely anything about Jamie somewhat recently. And surprisingly, the post he had shared after supposedly arousing from his difficulty got some distrust on May 3. The entertainer supposedly ended the quietness and posted a message on his Instagram saying value all the adoration feeling honored. Zero faith in the message centered present needing rather on see James' face or possibly hear him talk prior to tolerating. He is genuinely recuperating. Great James has forever been a piece defensive on his own life. And I Surma's well-being is something he would rather not reveal with the general population. Considering James' propensity for monitoring his security, we probably won't hear catch wind of the idea of his well-being alarm by any stretch of the imagination. Or perhaps basically until the second, when one certain individual would be captured. For that whatever occurs behind the shut entryways, right presently ought to be regarded. And assuming this degree of mystery would permit to open and prompt Diddy's capture that is far superior, I can by and by remain in a tad well. Very much like Jamie likes to keep all that in his life, hidden this present circumstance with a capture warrant requires some emanation of mystery. To yet deciding by the police's regular visits to Jane reality will go out in the question of days. James' girl added fuel to these hypotheses by posting a seriously enigmatic message on her Instagram story, saying we have a thrilling work declaration coming 1 week from now. Such a large number of individuals began to conjecture that this assertion doesn't have anything to do with Jamie's flow projects. And as we probably are aware, the creation of this film back in real life had proactively completed without the entertainer's presence. In addition to he was supplanted as a large group of his show beat Shays, as a large group of his show beat Pursue off, so it appears as though this is a clue that James and his family are working with the police. And soon the media would be stunned by the insight about Diddy's capture, as one client remarked, like I said, reality will come out. Diddy has run his course harassing individuals, and another fan added he has the right to go to prison. You penance your own kin well. Diddy has forever been persuaded that he was unapproachable, yet it seems like a lot of individuals in the business currently have their firearms pointed against the scandalous maker, all since he had screwed with some unacceptable individual this time. And as many individuals except Jamie Foxx was rebuffed with practically no explanation. Since he didn't purposely spill beans on Diddy's wild gatherings, he was furtively recorded. And later this recording wound up via virtual entertainment. Basically, it makes sense of why his family is requesting protection this time. They believe no more subtleties should surface. And they certainly holds on to no craving to surrender Diddy any heads about how they are going to treat the maker. And it seems like did he need to get ready for the most awful result in light of the fact that in addition to the fact that the police came to see Jamie in the clinic, they are as of now working with him while he's recuperating at home. And it seems to be James surely needs our expressions of help, yet not for his recuperation. Clearly he is chipping away at cutting Diddy down. And everybody in Hollywood knew about it, so they were unclear with their assertions. And just request that individuals petition God for the entertainer, as Kevin Hart indicated Jamie had support in the circumstance, presumably indicating Jamie's work with the police. And not the entertainer's well-being, he said. I think the numbskull thing is that he's getting better in a circumstance. And everyone's requests, everyone's affection energy, everything that stuff is seen and felt. You simply believe the person should get you simply maintain that the person should escape what is happening. And to get back home, another Fox's companion Scratch Cannon, who will fill in for the entertainer as host of the Fox game show Beat Shizm, recently gave an update about Jamie's ongoing plans. And again, he didn't specify explicitly that the issue was concerning Jamie's well-being. Scratch said, man, I'm supplicating, I, in a real sense, have been expressing petitions to heaven, without holding back encouraging statements for my older sibling. I realize he's improving, so it possibly makes me keep thinking about whether everybody in Hollywood is covering for James, while he is striving to bring Diddy down for his violations. Well, it requires investment and boldness to confront Diddy, considering the limitless rundown of his monstrosities. And here I'm not in any event discussing his close life and wild gatherings he was tossing to mess around with male craftsmen. I mean, the killing needs to stop Diddy has certainly an intriguing history. And Kid it incorporates such countless obscure occurrences and violations that I surmise he might actually use the remainder of his life in prison. For all that he had at any point finished, yet Diddy has pulled off everything previously. And it's no big surprise why James and his family proceed so warily and maintain the whole occurrence in mystery. They don't maintain that Diddy should get familiar with anything about the examination, and can hardly hold on to see his face when you would be given a capture warrant by what it resembles Diddy is cornered. And surprisingly, his ex-youthful Miami would rather not be a piece of his despicable fall. So she tapped out and left the scandalous maker. In spite of all the distinction and cash, he was accommodating her many fans' trust that regardless of whether Day would some way or another try not to get detained and rebuffed this time, he would be abandoned in light of the fact that he conflicted with James, who was regarded by nearly everybody in Hollywood. And it's inevitable when his violations would be uncovered as one client, composed like I remarked in an alternate video puff, drove that envelope past the brink and screwed with some unacceptable individual. Yet we will see what we will see, what we will look for, and one more client added petitions for reality to at long last be informed they did this to numerous. He ought to be in the slammer for kid attacking homicide. This is unsatisfactory how he has treated these extraordinary artists, well truly currently out, and with a developing number of individuals who can back up his